Hi, welcome to Salt City Knits. I'm Emily, and this is a podcast all about my making life. Today, I have some knitting to share with you. I have, one finished project, a couple of works in progress, and then I have some secret works in progress I can't show you. But I might talk about just a little bit. And then I have some really fun shop news at the end, really fun shop news. So I hope you'll stick around for that. First off, though, you can find me pretty much everywhere as either Salt City Knits or as Yarnbrary. My designs are under Salt City Knits and all my yarns are as Yarnbrary. And the garbage truck is going by right now, so hopefully that's not too loud. But I'm on Ravelry, on Instagram. My website is yarnbrary.com, or you can find me on Etsy. So come and find me and connect. Let's connect. So first off, a little bit of life update, which there's not much. I've just been working on Heroic Youth, and our big events are 2 weeks from today. They start today. I say events. We have one event on Thursday, another event Friday and Saturday, but it's all kind of the same big thing. So that's coming up in a couple of weeks, and then we'll be on the other side of it. And so we're at the last minute scramble, and life is crazy. I haven't had, of course, nearly as much knitting time, which is normal. That's to be expected when you're really busy. I've still been making though, and I'm excited to share things with you. And even though it's just the beginning of August, I can feel right around the corner, there's that hint of fall. And I love it so much. I can't wait. I was watching Kelly Lay Family Yarns. I was watching her podcast yesterday. And first of all, she just made me so happy just to watch her. She's such a delight. I'm sure you all already follow Kelly on Instagram and on YouTube, but if you don't, definitely go follow her. She's such a delight. She soothes my heart and makes me so happy. But she was talking about how she thrives in the summer. And then she paused, and then she just laughed and laughed. And she said, "No, I do not." And she talked about feeling short-tempered and irritable and just, depressed during the summer. And I do the same thing. I feel that once it gets super hot, I just feel this oppressiveness, and I just hide in my house and wait for it to be over. And I should probably have a better attitude, but I just don't handle the heat well. So I'm really looking forward to autumn so much, just so much. I feel like I come alive again once things start to cool off. But I am excited to share my projects with you. So let's start off with my one finished object to show you. And it is another pair of Christmas socks. So I showed these in progress last time. I have not blocked them. I probably won't. But they are this cute pair of socks for my daughter. This yarn was a gift to me from a friend of mine. And I know the colorway is Seed Spitting Contest. Let me see if I've still got the label handy. Is that it? No. I don't think I have the label handy right now. Oh, nope, I found it. There it is. It's by the Knitted Whit. And the colorway is Seed Spitting Contest. So it's definitely a watermelon vibe. And I can totally see that watermelon colorway, but I've paired it with my Seuss colorway for the toes and the heels and the cuffs. And they're great. This is definitely a heavy fingering weight yarn for the body. And so it's a denser fabric because I knit it on the same needle size. And I tried these on. My daughter's feet are just a little bit larger than mine. These fit me, but they're definitely a little roomier than what I prefer my socks. And it's not about the length, it's just about the width because of that thicker yarn. I think she's gonna love them. I think she'll be very happy with them. So This one is 400 yards to 400 yards to 4 ounces, and 3.5 ounces is the same as 100 grams. So what is that? 120-ish grams to 400 yards. So it's nice and squishy. It's going to be very robust, even though it is 100% 100% merino. There's no nylon in the yarn in this part. There is in this contrast, but there's none in the main color. The fact that it's knit at such a tight gauge, I think is going to give it plenty of wearability. Also, my nails are so pretty. I just got them done yesterday, and I love them so much. She did such a beautiful job. So anyway, there is that pair. Come on, there we go. That pair of finished Christmas socks. So that's my second pair of Christmas socks that I've finished out of 10. So I'm really glad I've started in the summer to get these done. I'll get through them, because especially as you see, I've got more in the works already. All right, so that's my one finished object. Crazy. So here are the socks that I have been working on. And it's funny to compare this one. Just let's compare. Here is my daughter's sock. My daughter is 5'8", and she wears a women's size 11 shoe size. And she has slightly wide feet, so she has wider feet. So this is her sock. This is the sock for my son's girlfriend. It doesn't even look like a sock. I mean, obviously it looks like a sock. It doesn't look like an adult person could wear this sock. And it is a tiny bit small in the length of the foot, but not in the width. I had her try it on. I first had my daughter-in-law try it on. She also has really little feet, but she's just not quite as teensy as my son's girlfriend. So, sorry, I needed that water. So in the end, I did have Jessica try these on, and I don't like to lie. I don't like to say, oh, these are for Tannen, my daughter-in-law. So I said, Jessica, I am making socks for Tannen. Can you try this sock on? That's all I said. So I let her fill in the gaps, right? So she tried it on, and it probably needs about 5 more rows in the foot. So I need to pull this toe back out. And then I probably will just pull this back and then knit, sorry, let's see if I can get that to, there we go. Knit 5 plain rounds, which is what I normally do anyway. And then do the toe decreases to get it to fit her properly. But around, they were perfect. So I cast on 56 stitches with a 2.25 millimeter needle. And I did 1 by 1 rib on this one, and I knit, I think, 20 rounds for the cuff. Yeah, did a slip stitch heel flap, and I'm using Seuss again for this heel flap, and then I've been using Christie for the toes and cuffs, which is what I used on the first pair of socks that I talked about last time that I made for my son-in-law. It just kills me. And now I'm going to show you the one I'm working on for my son. So this is his girlfriend's sock. And here's just the leg of his sock. And it's the same size as her entire sock. Oh my goodness. The yarn for this is, I want to say this is Cozy Knit, or this is actually a remnant leftovers that I had from last year knitting some socks, and I had just enough left over, and I thought, well, that's going to be perfect for these smaller socks. So I had about this much. This is what this will be for the second sock. So I had 2 balls like this, and this colorway, what was it called? Was this Whoville? I don't still have the label. It was from last year. It was something Grinch. Oh no, it was Bumbles Bounce. That's what it was called, Bumbles Bounce. So this was last year's yarn, and it's just really fun. It goes red, green, red, white, yellow, white, or gold, if you will. Let's go the other way. White, gold, white, red, green, red, white, silver, white, green, red, green. And that's the repeat, which is really fun. I like self-striping yarn in general. I love it when a self-striping yarn adds some interest in the way the colors repeat. It just makes it so fun. So, you know, it's fun if there's just 4 colors and they just repeat. But when it's something like this, or even when they vary in the stripes. But you know what? I'll tell you what. You self-striping yarn dyers are the heroes of the knitting world. Thank you for your service, because we love your yarn, and most of us dyers don't want to do that. I could never do that. It's just not going to be a thing that I do. And yet I see the amazing creations, and we have some dyers here in Utah, like PK Yarn. And I know Christie at Yarn Cafe Creation, she does some self-striping now and then. And then some other of my favorite dyers, such as Amy and Jen of Dandelion and Dogwood. I know they've occasionally done some self-striping, but I think a lot of people who do self-striping, that's what they specialize in, and they just get it down to a science, and they do such an amazing job. So Cozy Knitter and Mustache Yarn, and then one of my favorites, PNW Pearls, Night Owl Fibers. Those are some of the ones that occur to me. Please share. If you have a favorite dyer of self-striping yarn, will you please put it in the comments? Because I was going and looking for more Christmas colorways, and I realized I don't actually have a long list in my head of self-striping dyers that I always want to check out. And so I'd love to increase that list, because I know they're out there. I know they are. I just need to find them. So anyway, back to this little tiny sock. It's so cute, and it's just so tiny. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that back out, add 5 rounds of plain knitting, finish that, and then I can cast on the second one. That one has just been so enjoyable. Just the process of knitting each of the stitches. Here I've been doing a lot of stockinette in the things that I can show you. And because life is so crazy and stressful and busy right now, having these simple projects to pick up just brings me so much joy. And the rhythm of just stitching, it's just a delight. It's very regulating. I love it. We are getting together for Christmas Eve this year all together. It's a Clausen year. It's an on year for our family. I just pulled some stitches off of my needle. There we go. And so I'm looking forward to giving everybody their Christmas socks on Christmas Eve. So this is the next one that I am working on for my son, Isaac. And he's another one of those really wide feet, tree trunk legs, and size 12 men's feet. So these are a lot of work. This is the yarn I am working with. It doesn't come in a cake like this. I've caked it up. This yarn is from Hobbi or Hobbi yarn, and it's called Christmas Sock Wool, and I think it was just color 2. I bought a pack of 3 skeins of this last year, and I think I spent $25 maybe for all 3 skeins, and they were each 100 grams. And they've done these in a very sparkle, like Lurex sparkle before, but this one is not sparkle. And I knit one of those up for socks last year, and then I have this one and then another one downstairs in my sewing room that I will be knitting up. So it's a more rustic wool. It's not, it's It's woolly wool. It's not merino. It's superwash wool. And it's a light fingering. I kind of wish I would have knit these on a US size. Well, let me rephrase that. If I was knitting these for me, I would have changed to a US 0 2mm needle, because I could have tried them on and made sure that they were still fitting. But because it's a gift knit and I'm knitting them for my son, I know the recipe for what's going to fit him. And so I didn't want to mess with that. So it's a little looser of a gauge, it's just not as dense of a fabric as I would like because it's quite a light fingering weight. And so they'll be fine. It's not like he's going to wear these every day. Actually, Isaac might. It's Isaac. I wouldn't put it past him to wear Christmas socks just about any time, but he certainly won't be wearing them in the summer. So they'll wear it fine, I think. But it's kind of fun. The patterning is fun. And what I did is I cast on at the beginning of the skein, and it was right here. It was mid repeat. So this is where the repeat, where it begins a new repeat. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I just knit, and it went through these different color variations. And once this green finished and I started into the white, even though I was kind of mid-row, I just immediately went into stockinette at that point. And so I'll do my best to recreate that. It may end up with one extra or one fewer, round there in the second sock, because it is kind of hard to judge perfectly. But I say that, and now I'm thinking about it. These socks are going to be quite large. Depending on how it all flows out, if I have to take out a big chunk to get it to the same point in the repeat, I may run out of yarn. So these might end up being a mismatched, not an exactly matching set. We will see. Pardon me. But that's the other thing I've got going. And these are great to throw in my purse and take with me when I'm doing meetings and things like that, because they don't take any mental effort. I've knit so many socks now that I don't think about it. My hands just make them. So it's great. I absolutely love it. Okay. I have to show you this bag. I can't show you the project inside it, but I can show you the yarn that I'm using. So I mentioned last time, I showed this project bag that was from Little Robin Cottage. And I mentioned that I had just purchased one of her tote bags, and I have to show it to you. Isn't that the cutest bag? I love the quilting on it. I love how perfectly aligned and neat and tidy everything is. The snaps match it exactly. Here we go. We're gonna focus. There we go. Look how perfect those snaps match. And so it's really nice. It snaps closed and it's full of pockets. Here, I'm gonna cover up the project that's down in there. So this is the yarn I am using for this project. And this is my Alcott colorway on Biography sock. This is a design that I'm working on. The final pictured design will probably not even be in that colorway, but I'm just using it as I'm working on the stitches. And then this is the inside of the bag. It's got pockets all around. It's got this great loop if you want to attach scissors or anything to it. Anyway, isn't that the cutest thing? I love Lacey's bags, and she has such adorable needle stoppers and other knitting accessories as well as bags in her shop. So I'm going to link her down below. Please make sure to check her out. She is one who is a long time member of our knitting community and a maker that's been around for a long time. And you know what? I think sometimes we get really excited about the new and upcoming, which is great. But we have some amazing veteran makers in our community, and I love lacy stuff. And apparently I just found the label for my sock wool, and it was color 4, not color 2. So this was the label for that. I'm pretty sure these are still in their shop. Hobbi is a fun one. It's a great commercial brand because they have so much variety. You've got everything from some fairly inexpensive acrylic yarns, lots of cotton yarns, and lots of fun variations within that. In addition to that, they do great sales, and a lot of their stuff is, you know, check out the sourcing of their products because they have some really great sourcing. I think a lot of times we assume that all commercial brands must automatically be unethical or something. And I have not found that to be the case. This one is made in Turkey and produced for Hobbi. I don't know if they pronounce it Hobbi. I've heard people say Hobbi. I just always say Hobbi. But anyway, it's a good one. And even though they are in, come on. Oh, well, apparently we're not, that's fine. Even though they're in Denmark, they ship really quickly to the US. I've had a friend who has had a horrible experience with shipping from them, but she's also had good experiences, and I've never had a bad experience, and I've bought way too much stuff from them. But anyway, so this is housing my secret project. I will come back to that and tell you a little bit about it in just a minute. Actually, I realized the other secret project I talked about last time, which is the secret project for the secret swap in my knitting group. So I'm not going to talk about that. So let's talk about this one now anyway. So this goes into shop news. I am so excited about this, but I am offering a fall kit, actually 2 fall kits. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. So back to that. I'm offering 2 fall kits, and these kits are both called Fall in Love in Avonlea. And there will be an Anne Shirley kit and a Gilbert Blythe kit. Each kit will contain a mystery sock set. So it will include a 100-gram full skein, a 20-gram mini skein. It will also include an originally designed sock pattern. And so that's what I am working on right now. And the way this pattern is going to work is you'll go along through the pattern and it will tell you for the cuff, if you want to knit Anne's version, this is what you do. If you want to knit Gilbert's version, this is what you do. And then for the leg, the same thing, right? And so you'll get different instructions that will take you through to knit either an Anne version of the sock or a Gilbert version. So both will be have things that are similar about them, but they will be just enough different because I want to express the personalities of Anne and Gilbert. And the colors will be different for the yarns. So the Anne colors will be softer, a little bit more feminine. The Gilbert colors will be more masculine and richer. And yeah, I'm just so excited about it. So it is a mystery club, meaning you're not going to see the picture of the pattern beforehand or the yarn beforehand. Oh, and it will also come with a beautiful progress keeper. I love progress keepers and stitch markers that kind of have the feeling of jewelry. They're like really beautiful. So that's what you'll be getting with that. And you'll either get an Anne version or a Gilbert version. So the idea of this is that you'll get this set and it will ship in September so that you can have it by October 1st, because a lot of people do Socktober and knit socks during October for that. And so I thought that would be really fun to have your pattern, your yarn, your stitch marker all matching together. You can choose Anne or Gilbert. This is already in my shop and a lot of people are buying them both. So that's delightful. That is so fun. And that's what I would want to do for sure. But I'm just so excited about this. So definitely go over to the shop, which is linked below, and you can find that listing for either Anne Shirley or Gilbert Blythe. Now, in addition to the regular sock set that comes with the pattern, I know I have my friends who are not really fingering weight sock knitter people. They prefer a DK weight. And so while I am not going to design a separate DK weight sock pattern, I am offering the yarns in DK weight as well. So you can either order Anne Shirley or Gilbert Blythe with the pattern, or you can order Anne Shirley or Gilbert Blythe DK without the pattern. So that is what is available in the shop. And it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to knit these socks along with everybody, with having your yarn, having your pattern. It's just going to be so much fun. I do not think at this time that I will be offering the socks as a mystery knit along. Just the pattern itself. Yeah, I don't think, no, I'm not going to be doing that. I may do something like that in the future, but I'm not going to be doing that this year. I had to have that question from a friend. But I don't want to have to try and format it in all these different multiple ways. So life is a little bit too busy for that. But that's what we're going to be doing. So those are available now in the shop. They will probably stay open. They'll just stay open until I sell out. I'm doing a limited number of spots for each one. And so once they're sold out, that will be it. And then they will die and ship in September. I think the goal was to ship by September 15th, if I remember correctly. It's listed it's in the listing, but that way you can make sure to get it before October rolls around and you can cast on in October, because we all know that Anne Shirley from Out of Green Gables, she is a fan of Octobers. I'm so glad that I get to live in a world where there are Octobers. So good. Oh, it's so fun to combine books and yarn together. Other fun shop news. Here is a really awesome and exciting announcement. I am going to be having yarns at our local yarn store, Yarn on the Corner. So we've just gotten together and put together her first order. They will be delivered next week. And so I'm not sure exactly when she'll have them in stock, if it will be that same week or if it will be like a week following. But I love Yarn on the Corner. My sister Deborah and I did a meet and greet there when we had Utah Yarn Crawl going on. And it's just such a delightful, inviting place. They have such a beautiful selection. And yeah, you have to go and check out some of the colors. So she's going to be carrying some Yarnbrary yarns at Yarn on the Corner. The last announcement about the shop is that I have added another colorway to our Princess Bride collection. So I can reach across here. So the first one that I showed was this beautiful one called Princess Buttercup. Again, yellows and pinks are gonna always have my heart. Always, always, always have my heart. And then the second one, and I've showed these last time, is As You Wish. Just so fun. So the next one that we've added is Mawwiage. Mawwiage is what brings us together today. So in the scene where they are almost married, Buttercup is wearing like a silvery blue gown. Humperdinck is in blue. The king and the queen are all in blue. So there's blues and silvers. So I wanted to try and capture that. And I really love how they turned out. It's just soft and silvery. Isn't that fun? So that's Mawwiage. So that is also in the shop now. And there are more Princess Bride colorways to come. However, we will not be dyeing any new colorways until after our events are over. except for August's Hogwarts Club, which the listing is closing in, I think, what's today, the 8th, so the 10th. So it's closing in a couple of days, and then it will be shipping next week. So we're doing Hogwarts early this time, and that one is based on the Dream Oracle. So another kind of Professor Trelawney style colorway. So that will be really fun. And that is all that we will be dyeing as far as new colorways until we're done with Heroic Youth for the year, and then we can just dive in. We've got super fun things coming up for the fall. That includes our, Anne and Gilbert sets. It includes more Princess Bride. And then we're going to have a new collection coming out in October. So just a lot of fun stuff coming up. That is everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for all the times that you send me wonderful comments and book recommendations. I'm not going to really talk about books, but I have been listening to a lot of your recommendations as I've been working, and it's been so great. So thanks for sending those. And I hope you just have a wonderful time with your knitting. Enjoy this last little bit of summer for us in the Northern Hemisphere, and we can make it to fall. Sweater weather will be here before we know it. So hang in there. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.